What's your assessment of what has just unfolded in the past few hours?
Yeah, we're seeing a major escalation in what has been a war of attrition between Israel and Iran as it's played out through Iran's proxies, starting first, of course, this time last year in Gaza, and now moving to Israel's northern border in a war with Hezbollah, which Iran has now involved itself in. I think what we can expect from this moment is going to be a continued escalation. The Israelis have made very clear that they intend to respond to Iran's attacks, however ineffective they were today.
Carmiel, why do you believe Iran has made this move? I mean, it has been threatened for such a long time, but what are the factors that have led to this decision in the past few weeks?
Yeah, what we've seen is that Iran's strongest, most well-equipped, most powerful proxy military, Hezbollah, has taken a huge hit. Both in terms of the removal, of course, of its leadership, a significant depletion of its arsenal, but also just in its image. I think that Hezbollah has been left to look like something of a paper tiger to other Lebanese. And so Iran needed to send a very clear message to Israel that this was serious, that it viewed the killing of Nasrallah as a significant escalation, and to respond lest it look feckless itself.
And Carmiel, what do we know about the capability of both militaries? This is clearly a very dangerous time for millions of citizens as well.
Yeah, I think this has been a remarkable demonstration by the Israeli Defense Forces in terms of its ability to respond to war. You know, Israel had been very focused for a long time on the threat posed by Hezbollah and by Iran, and in many ways had been ignoring the threat posed by Hamas. And so it had been caught significantly off guard, really, on 10/7 in dealing with a military that was less strong, less well-equipped, less well-organized than Hezbollah was. On the flip side, what you're seeing is years and years of Israeli intelligence gathering and preparation, both in terms of offensive mechanisms, but also defensive. So we've seen acute targeted strikes in southern Lebanon. We've seen ground forces entering, and again, kind of very quick gains. And similarly, the missiles that were fired, ballistic missiles today by Iran, were all more or less struck down. Israel, of course, only takes down those missiles that are targeting civilian centers, but they are much faster than drones or other types of missiles that Iran has used in the past, and yet Israel was able to show that its defense systems were effective and to rely on its partnership with the U.S., who intervened as well in support of Israel. So what we're seeing here is a very effective, strong, and strategic military back at work.
What role will other Arab nations play now in this conflict and any attempt at de-escalation?
Yeah, I think the Arab governments are going to play a critical role, just as they have, frankly, in Gaza, although the effectiveness may vary. I think it's going to be very important for Arab governments to look to the future of Iran's role in the region. Let's not forget there is no love lost between any other Arab states and Iran and its proxies in the region. Hezbollah, as a Shia group, has been working in support of Assad and has really been undermining the democracy and stability that could have taken root in Lebanon. So I think we're going to see Arab states play an important role in terms of negotiating a ceasefire ultimately, or helping to rebuild and reconstruct in Lebanon, just as we expect to see them do in Gaza. But at the same time, it's really going to be up to the parties.
Carmiel Arbit, it's been terrific to get your analysis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.